Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, your moon and your ascendant. Remember, there's no astrology. They are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. Use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. All right, so I'm going to give these a good shuffle for your key to the week. And before we get into that, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. All right, your key to the week is the Moon card. So I think the reason that the Moon card is showing up a lot this week is obviously we are on the run up to that powerful full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. I know I said I wasn't going to speak astrology, but it's just a phenomena that seems to be showing up. The Moon card is quite active this week and it makes total sense as to why. Now, for you personally, the past in some way, shape or form is coming up for review. It does look for a lot of you like you are ready to phase something out. It's like you're seeing something now here in the cold light of day and deciding, okay, you know what, I think I'm ready to move forward beyond this now. I almost feel like for a lot of you, this is you putting the past in its proper place, which, you know, is never a bad thing, right? It's like you've got this fresh sort of sense of perspective, but you've had to go through the woods and the murky in order to get there, right? So for your actions and options, you have the Strength card, Strength and the Moon. One thing that I do want to say to you this week, really, you know, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but what I will say to you is be on the lookout for water retention this week, all right? You really want to be careful with that. And if you notice anything like that, please, for the love of money, go to a doctor. Now, in terms of your actions, as in things that you're doing, this is you taking some steps in your current existence on past plans, something from your past. Like this could be something that you're saying, yeah, you know what, I'm finally going after this. Maybe it doesn't make sense to do this right now. Maybe it doesn't, you know, maybe I don't have everything that I need in order to do this, but I'm going to get started with what I have and where I'm at right now. Love it. For those of you, when it comes to your the options that are available to you, the options or the what's the word that I'm looking for? The opportunity to grow. The opportunity to grow in strength. The opportunity to find your courage is what you're presented with this week. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the eclipse that's just gone, that was in your sign. I know I said I wasn't going to talk astrology, but, you know, there's a reason for it. For you guys, that was a first house or a, you know, a sun sign or a lunar sign eclipse, whichever one you're watching for at this moment in time. That eclipse was in the sign of Libra, so it will have affected you more powerful, well, just as powerfully as it did the Leos and the Cancers, right? Now, because it happened in your sign, but because eclipses only happen with the sun and the moon, the signs of Leo and Cancer are also very powerfully affected by this, right? So wherever the eclipse happens, that sign gets the brunt of it, but you can bet your bottom dollar that the Leos and the Cancerians will be feeling it as well, okay? Now, that Five of Pentacles is a card of loss, right? So the first thing that I'm going to say to you is, again, watch out for your physical health and vitality. That seems to be a very strong message this week. But what really strikes me here is that eclipse that's just passed that happened in Libra was it was a new moon solar eclipse, right? So it's a fresh start, a new beginning. But it was an eclipse with the South Node, right? The South Node is a release point. And so there's something that has to be given up in order for you to move forward with these plans, right? So there's something here. You are actively choosing to forfeit or sacrifice something because there's something else that you want more than whatever it is that you're letting go of. And this week you get really, really specifically clear on what is what, right? What it is that you want, that's the Strength card, and what it is that you have to release or that you know you need to release in order to have this thing. For those of you that are students, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that Five of Pentacles for a select few of you, this might be that you let go of the studies. Now, there's a few ways this could happen. One, this could be that you are finishing, so maybe you're, closing out your studies. Two, this could be you deciding that you're not going to continue on your studies, much to dismay of your parents or whatever the case might be. And three, this is you really understanding that actually it's time to kind of do something of your own. Okay, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, I don't think this is necessarily the loss of a job. I do, however, feel like this might be a pay deduction or it's like unfortunately, you're getting a bit of a hit to the pay this week for any number of reasons. The other thing is as well, this might be that you sacrifice overtime or, especially if you work in that kind of pay structure, it's like you sacrifice that, but you're doing it because you know that whatever else it is that you're going after, the benefits or the rewards will be much greater. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, it's a similar kind of vibe, to be fair. I think the difference for you guys, though, is that moon card almost suggests that this is you finally releasing something that just hasn't worked. No matter how much time, effort, energy, money, whatever it is that you've pumped into it, you're like, you know what? I'm willing to admit defeat on this one, but actually I can put that time, effort, and energy into something much greater that is going to work or is already working. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would be a really good week. I mean, look, you've got the Hanged Man, you've got the Moon card here, you've got the Strength card, you've got the Five of Pentacles. Health, health, health. Libra, I can't stress it to you enough. This week, you really do need to look after your physical body. If you're noticing any swelling or bruising that shows up on its own, without sort of, you haven't any knocks or scrapes or whatever, please, I urge you to go to the doctor. I'm not saying any of you are going to suddenly keel over, but what I am saying is this looks like there's something brewing in your body that at the moment you are unaware of. So if you've got that kind of like, I just don't feel very well, and you know how like, I don't know, and not everybody has this, which I'm always really kind of like weirded out about. And maybe it's because I used to dance, maybe it's because I do the work that I do now, I don't know, but I feel like if I'm getting a cold, if I'm getting sick or anything like that, I will feel it days before it hits. I'm very, very body conscious in that way. And I would imagine, because you guys are, no offense, but you guys are so tied to your appearance and you care so much about how you look, I would imagine that you're fairly body sensitive as well. And you're ruled by Venus, right? So you're very aware of the sensual experience. I really feel, even though that's about the relationship this week, just the combination of cards is speaking very loudly to your body. If you have something at the moment, if you're watching this and you think, yeah, I actually haven't felt great for the last day, or I don't feel like I'm as pepped up as I usually am, get thee to the doctor, all right? Get yourself into have a little checkup or whatever, because with these cards, it does suggest there's something brewing in your body that you're not aware of yet, and it will likely end up expressing itself this week. Interestingly enough, as the moon grows full in another Venus ruled sign. Crazy interesting stuff. I could go on about this for hours, but I won't, so I apologize. When it comes to your love and relations, you have the Hanged Man card, right? So if you are single and looking, you could connect with someone this week, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, maybe you're not seeing it as clearly as you want, and maybe you're kind of drunk on the sexy sauce, all right? Like the lovemaking could be really good, it could be really fun, it might be like, this looks like more like a whirlwind romance. It's, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and, this person makes me feel like I'm a teenager again, and, all of that. I'm not necessarily sure this is good for the long term. All right, so just watch out for that. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, look, if you're, for those of you that are planning, so this is specifically for those of you that are partnered but don't necessarily live together. It looks like you had plans to, it looks like you had plans to meet this week, but unfortunately there's a delay with those plans. If you live together, it is a chance that one of you is going to be called away from home this week, or one of you maybe has plans that won't be going ahead, and it might sort of bring a little bit of a niggle to the home, all right? You'll be glad to know your finances look good. I was just like, have you got any good news, Raf? Yes, money looks good this week, right? Although there is a financial hit, it's not going to be as bad as it could have been. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Ace of Cups does suggest that whatever this is, you will catch it early, and it will likely be contained because you catch it early. You're welcome. I jest. And then for your home and environment, that Ace of Cups, I mean, for some of you, it might be that general feeling of, you know, I haven't got any energy is because you got a little something forming in the bun, a little bun forming in the oven. That'll be for a very few of you though. This actually, look, that's like the Ace of Cups with the Moon card opposite the Hanged Man. That's like a pregnancy that you're not even aware of. It's like, you know, I've had so much going on. I've been so busy. I didn't even realize I was pregnant. My doctor told me. Do you know what I mean? So it will be interesting to see how this shapes up. And I look forward to you guys letting me know in the comments. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Get thee to a doctor. All right. Look after yourselves. Take care. And I'll see you soon.